Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to show you what I picked up at Leeds Record Fair a couple of weeks ago. And I wasn't alone last month. My two good friends from Thursday evening, that's Ian Rankin the Obscure, and Nick's Vinyl Butty, came up from Northamptonshire to have a good old crate dig with me and a couple of pints. And if you don't know, we participate in a live stream that Ian runs every Thursday night at 8 p.m. UK time. And as I say, I'm a regular, Nick's a regular, and there's a couple of other people, including a guy called Michael Ricefields Records, and he wasn't at the Leeds Record Fair, but he's got a good excuse because he lives just outside Tokyo. But I'd like to give him a bit of a shout out because he specialises in doing videos of record shops in and around Tokyo, and there's some absolutely brilliant ones out there. And the last record shop that he went to was a shop called Vinyl Japan, and it will be an absolutely brilliant place for any UK music collector. It was absolutely jam-packed full of absolute gems. I mean, you know, there's new wave, punk, British folk rock, you name it, they had it. I mean, there was Ian Dury there, Susie and the Banshees, what else? Gary Newman, and Fairport Convention, but just, you know, anything that you could think of. You know, those guys had copies, and they seemed to have the rarest and most sort of special editions of just about everything there. So I'll leave a link to Michael's video because I think, you know, you're going to find it really interesting. And as I say, particularly if you're a UK music collector. So anyway, on with the records. And first of all, I'm going to show you stuff that I didn't buy at the record fair because Nick and Ian were kind enough to give them to me. So first off, I'll show you some stuff that Nick sent, and Nick was just so generous. You know, I couldn't believe it. So first off, there's a single, and it's by Pentangle, and the single is from 1969. It's called Light Flight, and I mentioned this, I think, on the live stream at some point, and Nick found it in a shop and decided that he'd get it for me. So thank you very much. This is the theme tune from a late 60s, early 70s television program called Take Three Girls. And, you know, Pentangle are absolutely brilliant anyway. So thanks for that, Nick. But that wasn't all. Nick knows that I'm looking to get more sort of reggae and ska, rocksteady into my collection. So he gave me this, original reggae greats. This is on the Hallmark label, and it's from the early 70s. And you can see there, you know, right from the start, you've got Desmond Dekker, Israelites. Well, you know, absolute classic. You know, even if you don't like reggae, I think, you know, that's a song that absolutely everybody knows and loves. So what else have you got on here? You've got Bob and Marcia are on here with We Know. Then Johnny Gunman by Jackie Edwards, which I don't think I'd heard before, and I think it's really great. Band of Gold, Marcia Griffiths, You Don't Know Like I Know by the Pioneers, again, a song that I think quite a few people know, but it's absolutely brilliant. And, you know, there are loads of these sort of reggae comps around, and, you know, to buy the singles would cost an absolute fortune, but these, you know, are quite reasonable. And, you know, I was really pleased that Nick has given me this because it's a brilliant album, Nick. Now, Nick also knows that I like to collect anything on stiff. So Heart Skips Beats by Jonah Louie, and this is the album. It's got Stop the Cavalry is on here, which was a big single for him. I think I'll Get My Hair Cut, which is the opening track, which I really like. What Have I Done, Yogo, Guessing Games, Rearranging the Deck Chairs on the Titanic. It's another one. And so this is great. You know, it's on the stiff label, but Jonah Lew was absolutely not a punk, but he had that ethos, you know, so he certainly deserved to be on such a great level, record label as Stiff. And then, last but not least, from Nick, a bit of American punk from St. Paul, Minnesota, I think, Husker Du. And I don't have an awful lot of American punk, actually. I've got absolutely acres of British punk, but American punk has sort of eluded me, and I really need to get more. And this one, what is it, Euphoria? It's Portland Broadcast 1981. And, you know, Husker Du aren't for everybody. They're very, very noisy as hell, in fact, you know, and they're brilliant. And so thank you very much, Nick, for these wonderful gifts. And then Ian chipped in as well. And Ian had just done a ranking of Steel Eye Span albums, the English folk rock band. And I just happened to mention to him that one of the albums that I didn't have, I think got the first 8 Steel Eye Span albums, but I really wanted the 9th because I think, you know, that was a great album as well. And it's called Rocket Cottage. And while we were walking around, Ian noticed a copy, so he picked it up, bought it, and gave it to me. So another wonderful gift from my mate Ian. And I'd just like to say, you know, before I get on to sort of what I actually bought at the record fair, if anybody's thinking of going to Leeds Record Fair, as I say, it's the second Saturday of every month at Leeds Market. I'm nearly always there. So if you like to sort of, you know, contact me and, you know, maybe we can meet up, because that would be really nice. It's always nicer to do a bit of crate digging with somebody else rather than on your own, I think. Anyway, what did I actually buy? Well, I bought some singles as usual, and I bought some albums. So let's start with the singles. So first off, on the Stiff label, you got Ian Dury here. Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Sweet Gene Vincent, and on the B side, it's Ian Dury and the Kilburns. If you don't know, Ian Dury's original band was Kilburn and the High Roads. So you've got Sweet Gene Vincent, which is on the New Boots and Panthers album, on one side, and then you've got You're More Than Fair, which is the Ian and the Kilburns on side 2. So that's another one for my Stiff Records collection. An American band I absolutely adore, and from their album Cosmic Thing, B-52s and Rome, which was an absolutely brilliant single, very big in the UK. And you know, I've had the album for years, but I hadn't bought the single. And you got on here, you got the edit of Rome, and then on the B side, you've got Whammy Kiss Live and Dances Mess Around, also a live track. So there you go. So that's the B-52s. Somebody else, punk, always pick up at her stuff, Pauline Murray, Penetration. And I've got the 12-inch single of this, but I didn't have the 7-inch. Now I have. And there you go. Life's a Gamble by Penetration. You can see all the sperm on their way to compete for the prize. And there's a band on the back. And what's it? VIP is the B side of that. So that's another one for my collection of Penetration records. And as usual, it's on the Virgin label. Now, a band that I know my mate Berwickshire Mike right up in the Scottish borders loves, and this is the brilliant Revillos. And there you go. This is their single, Where's the Boy for Me? I'll show you it's one of these sort of jukebox ones that's had the centre sort of punched out of it, and yeah, and it's the Fiend is the B-side of that. So that was good to have. The Revillos. Another band that I know Mike really likes, and that's Devo. And this was a double A side, Jocko Homo and Mongoloid. Unfortunately, it's not in the sort of fold out picture sleeve. So this is on Stiff Records. It was originally released on Bougie Boy Records, and Bougie Boy is an invention of Devo. And so this is Bougie Boy stroke Stiff Records, and that's Jocko Homo from Devo. And continuing to talk about Berwickshire Mike, Mike sent me a single by Holly Beth Vincent called Hey Boy a little while ago, and I don't have a lot of Holly Beth Vincent at all, but I've got another single now. So this one, Holly and the Italians, Tell That Girl to Shut Up. Certainly the biggest hit that Holly Beth Vincent's had in the UK, and yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant bit of sort of poppy, sort of punk. You know, Tell That Girl to Shut Up and Chapel of Love, and it's on the Oval record label. And then the final single was one I've been looking for quite a while. Again, unfortunately, it's not in the picture sleeve, but I'm pleased to have it anyway. And it's on Stiff by 22, and it's Larry Wallace and Police Car. The only version of this that I had already was on the album Live Stiffs Live, where Larry performs Police Car. And you've got On Parole, quite appropriately, on the B side. So that's my singles. And now let's get onto the albums. And first up, album from 1980, and it's by the Members, and it's called The Choice Is Yours. And tracks on here, we've got the Ayatollah Memory, the Ayatollah Harmony, Goodbye to Job, and Physical Love, Romance, Brian Was, Flying Again. And then on the B side, you've got Normal People, and then there's a cover of Larry Wallace's Police Car on here. And I must say, they do a pretty good job of it. This album isn't quite as good as the debut, but it's still pretty good. So from 1980, The Choice Is Yours by the Members. Something else that I like to pick up if I see them, and I've got one Pill Sessions already from New Order, and now I've got a second one, and this was from, if I can find it, yes, this was recorded on the 26th of January 1981. So you've got Truth, Senses, ICB, and Dreams Never End, and that's New Order and a Pill Session EP. So I've got two New Order Pill Sessions now. Right, now going right back to the early 70s, and this is a compilation album, sort of greatest hits, I suppose. It's Argent, and the album's called Hold Your Head Up, which was a big single for Argent in the UK. And you've got Hold Your Head Up, Liar, Celebration, Tragedy, Man for All Reasons. And then on side 2, it opens up with God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which is the original and by far superior version to that anybody else has ever done, if you know what I mean. So this is Argent and Hold Your Head Up, a great bit of 70s British rock music. Right, now going over to Germany, uh, the Nina Hagen band, and this is Hagen, and this is from the late 70s. Yeah, recorded in November 1979, and there's also some live tracks from April 79 on here. And I really love Nina Hagen. I think she's a bit of an acquired taste. She's a bit out there, if you know what I mean. And there's a track on here called Wir lieben immer noch, and it's a cover of Lena Lovich's Lucky Numbers. And if you thought, you know, Lena Lovich's version was a bit out there, a bit wacky, you should listen to Nina Hagen's version. This is a great album. I really love it. So Nina Hagen band and Umbi Hagen. Right, not many to go now. So a 12-inch single, or a stiff tip, a giant 45, and this is Ian Dury, and it's Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, and as it says, get it while it lasts. And then you got Sweet Gene Vincent on the B side, along with You're More Than Fair. So that was nice to pick up, and again, you know, because it's on stiff, I just couldn't resist it. There's the label 45T it's called, and yeah. And finally, an Australian band that I'm doing my best to sort of pick their stuff up, but they release so much stuff, and you know, every time you buy an album, you find that they've released another two. But this is the mighty King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and this is live in Sydney, 1921, and it was recorded at 2021. Live at Enmore Theatre, Sydney, Australia, April 22nd, 2021. And it's a triple album, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I think you know that King Gizzard, quite often their live recordings are better than their studio recordings, and this is an absolute stonker. So there you go. So that's what I picked up at the record fair. The stuff I was kind of given by Nick and Ian. So I'll leave links to the various people I've mentioned here, and I'll see you next time. So bye bye.